there was some type of reading from the prompter for Joe Biden. The second he's done, they're shooing people out of the room. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Come on. Like he's just staring out to them like a zoo animal, just waiting for the room to clear.
As a veteran, I get kind of disturbed with all of the stories about homeless veterans. People that are actually homeless and actually a veteran upsets me. But the vast majority of those people living in tents and shooting drugs and all that other nasty nonsense are people that were discharged with less than honorable discharges. They didn't even complete boot camp. They're running around telling everybody they're a vet. They're not vets.
Does anybody wait for proof anymore, or do they just react viscerally according to their politics? I'm not a horseback rider, but even I know that with your reins, when you pull it to the left, the horse goes to the left. When you pull it to the right, the horse goes to the right. When you pull it up, the horse stops. Even I know that. Not a whip, it's reins.
Keep this a secret just between you guys and me. I've been retired for 2 years now. I collect retirement, and I'm collecting the unemployment insurance with the government benefit. Put me at $80,000 last year. What do I need to go back to work for?
I'm moving to Bakersfield next month, and a couple of months ago I visited my aunt and uncle in Merced, and I left my cat there. So, I'd like to be able to visit them to go back and forth. So I need that train to be built.
Thank you for leaving your message. Please hang up. Goodbye.
We're really... The woman who was talking about the reins, we're really in the age of stupid.
Yeah.
We are in just the age of stupid. I've never seen so much public stupidity in my life.
That's hard to believe.
Fresh they. Fresh
them?
Fresh them.
Fresh they, them.
Fresh them they.
Right.
God,
People list the pronouns you can refer to them, and sometimes they put they/them.
If anybody knows the name of that school, let us know.
Yeah, it's funny. All right. Hackett and Dumpsters next, and then you'll hear from more of those more fine people in the show coming up.
All right, and now the news then. Deborah Mark has more.
A group of parents is trying to recall 3 board members of Tustin School District. Recall organizer Cindy Lee says parents had to use a public records request to find answers about certain ethnic studies classes planned for students.
The board did admit that there was components of critical race theory in this ethnic studies curriculum. So we felt that we were being deceived.
Lee says school should be about math and science, not teaching kids about social justice and how to become political activists. She says signature gathering for the potential recall is set to start Monday. The 3 board members and the Tustin District declined to comment. The news is brought to you by Cunning Dental. President Biden says people who are eligible to get Pfizer's COVID-19 booster shot should go and get it. The CDC has approved the booster for older Americans and others who are vulnerable to the virus, including frontline healthcare workers. Biden says they are also looking at boosters for the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines.
We're also looking to the time when we're going to be able to expand the booster shots basically across the board.
Biden says he plans to get his booster shot soon. First, his brother, the former governor of New York, was accused of sexual harassment.
And now CNN news anchor Chris Cuomo is facing his own sexual harassment allegation. A woman named Shelley Ross was featured in a piece in the New York Times today where she claims Chris Cuomo gave her a bear hug and squeezed her buttocks while she was at a party with her husband in 2005. Ross says Cuomo has apologized in an email, and Cuomo told the Times the apology was sincere. So far, there is no comment from CNN on the story. Jennifer Jones-Lee, KFI News.
Hillary Clinton has been installed as the first female chancellor of Queen's University in Belfast, Ireland. She was given an honorary doctorate by the university in 2018. Clinton was appointed last year to the 5-year chancellor position, but the ceremony was delayed because of the pandemic. When Clinton arrived at the public university today, she was shouted at by hecklers. Protesters say Clinton is responsible for the destruction of Libya in 2011 when she led the State Department during the first Obama administration. We have a crash on the 91 in Corona.
It's actually now the 15 southbound before Ontario Avenue. They just changed the locator on this. You've got a crash blocking both fast-track lanes as well as the left lane of the main line, and traffic is stopped from the 91 freeway. KFI in the Sky, sponsored by injury attorney Superwoman, Superlawyer.com. Let's figure out Fountain Valley and the 405 freeway, Mike O'Brien.
And we got troubles here, Dave, for the 405. 405 northbound at Magnolia, and actually a little closer to Brookhurst. Looks like that accident in the left lane. So that's now bumper to bumper from the 55. It's now catching some normal on and off going, more moderate stuff away from the El Toro Y. The 5's not going to be any better. 5 northbound, that moves up to 133 off the El Toro Y. That's going to be tough up towards Disney Way before it loosens up. Now, southbound side of the 5, a normal pinch through the El Toro Y down into Mission Viejo. Going to loosen up a bit, but as it does on a Friday, the South 5 gets extremely tight into San Diego County from Camp Pendleton all the way into Encinitas. Injured in an accident? Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Dave Joseph.
If you want out of your house, moving, downsizing, you have financial issues, maybe you've inherited, so you list it with a broker, and that means hours of cleaning and painting and repairing and paying big fees. So let me give you another way of doing it. You get a fair price without any of that. Buyer never walks through your house. There's never an appraisal, no commissions, and you can get paid in cash within 10 days or less if you need it. That's directbuyers.com. That's the company that Janet and Matt, brother and sister, own, and I love the way they do business. They'll never lowball you. They're just honest folks. And let me tell you, a lot of schmucks in this industry, and that's not what they are. They'll give you an honest, no-obligation offer and even offer a $15,000 cash advance before closing. Go to directbuyers.com. That's directbuyers.com. Call 844-242-SELL, 844-242-SELL, directbuyers.com.
Southland weather from KFI. Partly cloudy tomorrow with highs in the low to mid-70s at the beaches, around 80 for Metro LA, upper 70s to mid-80s in the valleys, upper 70s to low 80s for Inland OC, 85 to 90 in the IE, and a slight chance of showers there. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Deborah Mark.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 38,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
School is starting, and you're probably searching for that perfect red binder. But what about the people that can't afford that? Hey, it's Conway here, urging you to consider donating your car to Cars for Kids to help the less fortunate children. Donating just takes a couple minutes, and I know because I did it. All I did is call the number, and they came and picked up the car. Plus, I got a tax receipt and a voucher for a 2-night hotel stay. Just go to carsforkids.org today to donate your car and help these kids get back to school. That's 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or online at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Did you know that your local grocery outlet is independently owned and operated by folks in your community? This allows them to better serve their customers and give back to their communities. Stop by your local grocery outlet today.
I'm attorney Darren Cavanoki from 1-800-NO-CUPS. Can you do the alphabet backwards? Z-Y-X-W-Z. Yeah, try doing that by the side of the road. So if you get pulled over, don't wing it. Call us at 1-800-NO-CUPS.
Hey, this is Josh Kelly, running back for the Los Angeles Chargers. Vaccinations changed the game. Nearly all new COVID-19 deaths are among the unvaccinated. Don't risk it. Protect yourself by getting vaccinated. All the vaccines offer strong protection against variants like Delta and spread faster and are easier to catch. Getting vaccinated is quick, free. It doesn't just protect you, it protects your family and community. Find a clinic near you at vaccinateallceh.com. Play your best defense. Backs up.
Live and local.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station.
It's time for John and Ken to throw in a dumpster.
KFI, AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Yes.
Well, the hack that's going to go in the dumpster is one of the people at the center of the biggest story of the week, which is the accumulation of migrants underneath the bridge in a place called Del Rio, Texas. Population about 35,000. Right there at the U.S.-Mexico border with the Rio Grande River. and we found out most of them are Haitians. It was squalid, deplorable, disgusting conditions that they were living in, hanging out under that bridge. But most of the discussion all week, when the first photos came out, was about Border Patrol agents on horseback. That became like the big story. Not about why they're all there, how they got there, what we can do about them.
I have never seen a major news story that was really serious. I mean, these people, they were really suffering, right? And they shouldn't have been there, and we shouldn't have sent out a word for them. We had nowhere to put them. We had no infrastructure, right? They had no food, they had no water, the shelter was only the bridge, and the whole thing was created by the Biden government, and the whole thing got hijacked because a photographer took some random pictures, and some idiots completely misunderstood the photo and claimed they were getting whipped when it was just horse reins that the patrol agents were holding. And so these people became convinced that the migrants are getting whipped with the horse reins.
So this brought Al Sharpton to the border, Black Lives Matter people. It suddenly became an issue of racism and slavery.
And people start taking this seriously as if it's real. This is entirely fake. It's the fakest story of the year.
The photographer has since told a television station in Texas, nobody got whipped as far as he saw. It's not what was going on. The images were misinterpreted.
How could they whip people if they don't have a whip? And you can't use the reins as a whip because then the horse would get out of control. The reins control the horse. If you start trying to use them to whip, then the horse would go running crazy and probably trample people. I mean, it's the dumbest effing story I've seen.
Instead, it should be what Biden policies or lack of policies led to this accumulation of migrants. And we know it. It's because he stopped deporting Haitians. The word got out. Of course, when he became president, the word got out that he was open borders, that the Trump years had ended, that there was a much bigger acceptance of migrants in the country. And for some reason, this really resonated with the population of Haitians in South America, who decided now was the time to come. They accumulated, the admission today is that at some point 30,000 people were engaged at the border in Del Rio, Texas.
That's what I'm saying. How irresponsible this Biden crowd. You actually convince 30,000 people to come here and there's nothing for them?
Come here in like a week or two.
I mean, this is by Biden and the rest of this bunch of idiots. You have to stop and think what you're saying and doing. If you want to get 30,000 Haitians here for some reason, you've got to do it organized, and you have to have the infrastructure to feed them, to clothe them, to give them shelter, to protect them from the disease that's flying around. I don't understand. If you wanted to do this, you'd have to do this humanely and properly and orderly. Instead, they're all huddled under a road bridge. What the hell?
800,000 migrants have come into the U.S. since Biden took office, is what we also learned this week. We're on our way very soon to 1 million people, many of them being given notices to appear, which brings us back to the Haitians. And yeah, John, you were right. It looks like 12,400 of the 15,000 migrants who are under that bridge will remain in the country and have their asylum cases heard.
There you go. So
3,000 deportations.
They're trying to get, the Biden crowd's trying to get a standing ovation for clearing out the crowd into the bridge, except now 12,000 of those are free. And are never going to be sent anywhere. Not to Haiti, not to Chile or Brazil or wherever they came from. They're here now. Now we got to pay for them. What the hell?
That's your second what the hell in a minute.
Well, you know what? It's what Obama said. He told people when Biden was thinking about running, don't underestimate Joe's ability to F things up.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's a famous quote.
He worked with Biden for 8 years. He knew the guy's a boob.
And this is when Joe still had his mind. So, the person at the center of this, we could throw Biden in the dumpster, but we've done that, is the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. And the reason we selected him is because earlier in the week, when the horseback story broke, he was defending, the best he could, the Border Patrol agents about the whip thing. But then he reversed course just today, implying that there's racism involved in the treatment of the migrants by the horseback agents. Unbelievable stab in the back from their own boss. That's why he's going in the dumpster. What we've done is we've kind of collected and combined the different comments from Mayorkas from earlier in the week and today into this clip.
You are assuming facts, if I may say respectfully, you are assuming facts that not yet been determined. And just to add, because Chief Ortiz explained to me that to ensure control of the horse, long reins are used, but we are going to investigate the facts to ensure that the situation is as we understand it to be, and if it's anything different, we will respond accordingly. But first, I want to make one important point. In the midst of meeting these challenges, we, our entire nation, saw horrifying images that do not reflect who we are, who we aspire to be, for the integrity and values of our truly unbelievable. Investigation into what occurred has not yet concluded. We know that those images
garbage. The dirty dumpster. Sit there for the rest of the smelly, untested for COVID dumpster. Who knows what's in there? I saw 3 vagrants in there before, so the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas has to be in charge of the open border. What a loser. I don't know why he would take this. You know what? The whole Border Patrol just ought to quit. Get out of business. Oh, they feel really stabbed in the back. What is this? Biden railing about them today, too? It's slander. It's defamation. It's wrong. It's all wrong. All right, well, that's our hat for the week. When we come back, we'll see what's with the rest of the Moist Line people coming up. Johnny Ken, KFI Deborah Marquez.
PG&E has been criminally charged for a fire near Reading that killed 4 people and destroyed hundreds of homes. Students in kindergarten through community college will be able to ride Metro's public transit for free starting November 1st. Wallet Hub has named San Francisco as the 2nd best city in the U.S. for coffee lovers. Number 1, Portland, Oregon. Settle on the 405, and we will check in with the KFI in the sky next.
This is my business. I started it, and my hard work made it successful. We survived the last year, and things are starting to look better, but now hard work alone isn't enough. I need cash to hire some people and buy supplies. Loan Me Business is for people like you. We can loan your business from $6,000 up to $250,000. And we understand that you don't need the cash soon. You need it now. And if your credit isn't perfect, that's okay. Apply today and you can have the money in your account tomorrow. Loan Me Business loans have longer terms, keeping your monthly payments low and manageable. You can even pay the loan off early to control your costs with no prepayment penalties. That sounds great. Simply go to loanmebiz.com to get started. That's loanmebiz.com or call 844-3-LOAN-ME.
All applicants will qualify. Approval and terms subject to credit standards. See loanme.com for details. Loans made pursuant to California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation Law License 603K061.
That's 844-3-LOAN-ME or loanmebiz.com.
Driveway is changing the way people buy and sell cars. Just go online, buy your dream car, and get it delivered to your driveway. Find them at driveway.com now. That's driveway.com.
Southland weather from KFI, partly cloudy tomorrow, highs ranging from 80 to 90. This report brought to you by driveway.com. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. We have a crash on the 405 in Fountain Valley.
Northbound at Euclid Street, this is a 4-car crash blocking the second lane from the left. DHP now running the brake to clear it, but traffic slow overall from the 133. We also have a crash in Corona, KFI in the sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, superwoman, superlawyer.com. Tell us about it, Mike O'Brien.
Dave, back on the South 15, just approaching Cajalco. It looks like there's just cleared lanes there, but you'd hardly know it. It is still bumper to bumper right to the 91. Seems to affect the 91 eastbound there, right on through Corona back to Surface Club. Now, before you get that far, 91 eastbound, just about Gypsum Canyon. They're clearing a problem there to the right shoulder. That stretch, very tough from the 57. If you're heading north on the 57, get a tight stretch through Anaheim, leaving the stadium up to the 91. And it looks like, again, just into the Brea Pass there from Connor Canyon up to the merge with the 60 and Dynafire. Introduce Max visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
KFI in the Sky helps get you out faster. I'm Dave Gilchrist.
This report is sponsored by California Department of Housing and Community Development. Income-eligible renters and landlords impacted by COVID-19 can now get 100% of their rent and utility bills paid through the California COVID-19 Rent Relief Program. Apply at housingiskey.com before eviction protections end on September 30th.
Hi, Brandy. I'm a healthy Southern California Honda person, and I'm calling to give you a random act of helpfulness.
That's awesome.
We heard you could use some help paying for a class.
Yes, well, there's a company, and they offer coding classes for kids and adults. And my son, he's on the spectrum, and he really flourishes when he goes there. It's like everyone's there, all the kids speak this language. I'm just looking for an opportunity for him to go back.
Well, Honda would like to help. You're going to pay for his class for a whole year.
Oh my God, I'm going to cry. That's so awesome. You guys are awesome.
Today we help the future coder, and during the Honda Summer Sales event, we can help you too, with a great deal on a reliable, award-winning Honda, like the all-new redesigned 2022 Civic. Visit SoCalHondaDealers.com to find a helpful Honda dealer near you. Brandy is a real person and was paid to be on the radio.
Social Security was never meant to be your main source of income in your retirement. It's only a supplement to your other savings, pensions, and 401ks. But where does Social Security fit into your retirement income strategy? How can you best maximize it? Should you hold off on collecting it because of tax implications? Call 833-PLAN-EFE right now. Get the answers from Edelman Financial Engine with a free Social Security and retirement review. This is not a filing strategy, but a deeper look at your future retirement income. A fiduciary financial planner will review your portfolio to help make sure it's not too risky. Then they'll create your very own personal financial plan with a Social Security analysis to help you reach your goals. The plan is worth $800, but it's free if you call now. Call 833-PLAN-EFE by Monday at 10 p.m. That's 833-PLAN-EFE, or visit EdelmanFinancialEngines.com. Build more security into your future.
Income-eligible renters who have been impacted by COVID-19 can now get 100% of their rent and utilities paid by the state of California through the California COVID-19 Rent Relief Program. Assistance from the California COVID-19 Rent Relief Program does not count as earned income for renters and will not interfere with eligibility for any other state benefit assistance programs such as CalFresh or CalWorks. Landlords with tenants who have been unable to pay their rent because of COVID-19 are also eligible for 100% reimbursement and are encouraged to apply. The application is fast. Information will be kept private and you won't be asked about citizenship. To check eligibility and apply, visit housingiskey.com or call 833-430-2122.
Income-eligible renters and landlords who've been impacted by COVID-19 can now get 100% of their past due rent or utility bills paid through the California COVID-19 Rent Relief Program. Apply at housingiskey.com before eviction protections end on September 30th. Brought to you by the California Department of Housing and Community Development.
The Delta variant is making COVID-19 spread faster and more easily. Variants can be more contagious, aggressive, and deadly. But we know vaccines work. Vaccinated Californians have greater protection against serious illness, hospitalization, and death. We can help stop the spread and end this pandemic. Get vaccinated and wear a mask when it can protect you and others. Find a vaccine near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
iHeartRadio brings you Global Citizen Live, a moment heard around the world. Tomorrow, the biggest artists on the planet unite with world leaders to demand action on our biggest challenges. Featuring BTS, Usher, Elton John, Black Eyed Peas, Ed Sheeran, with Shawn Mendes, Jennifer Lopez, Coldplay, and other surprise guests. Join us for this once-in-a-generation moment to defend the planet and defeat poverty. Together, we can move the world one action at a time. Hear it all day tomorrow on Global Citizen Radio with the iHeartRadio app.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
With social media and all the woke crap.
Wish I was 90 right now.
Not having any idea who you people are. Well, yeah, and don't unplug me either, man. I want to be a major effing birdie.
The Tim Conway Jr. Show.
Don't pull my plug and wipe my...
Weeknights at 6 on KFI.
Morning, John and Ken Show. John Cobell and Ken Campo, KFI and 640 Live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. More boobery? More boobery. Boobery. I'm taking that one with me this weekend. Wherever I point, or I see it, I'll point it out. That's boobery.
It's everywhere now.
So I don't need more cleavage or just...
Well, I don't know. There's different varieties.
Different...
Yeah.
All right, well, we go out the door with the Moist Line people once again, giving us their wonderful presents. Here we go, 1-877-MOIST-86.
Hey, this is John. And this is Ken. We're so excited to hear from you. It's about time.
As a former newspaper reporter from the 1980s and 90s, I resent hearing you guys call the current media generation knob-humpers. The proper term for these young professionals is leg humpers.
So yeah, why there's a gap between people working and jobs available. It's really much easier than you think. All the makers left. All you got left is the takers. All the cattle left. All you got left is the sheep.
You old corn pop, the geriatric communist. Get ready, folks, because there's more fires coming. There's going to be calamities. Everything's going to go to... This is going to be your life. It's going to be one world order with a big, giant computer.
I feel like the news that there's the threat of now, like a possible government shutdown. In a way, I hope it would happen. And if it does shut down, nobody in Congress, nobody in the House, nobody in the Senate, and their staff gets paid. And we'll see if they don't come to some form of agreement.
I think we ought to dig up one of our long-deceased presidents and restore him to office. And it doesn't matter which one, because even a dead guy could be a better president than Joe Biden.
Hey, John, this is Bruce. I got your KFC order. I'm downstairs in the back door. I'll leave it right there.
You have the Border Union guy talking, and he said that they're diverting the flights, deporting Guatemalans to deport the Haitians, and they're letting the Guatemalans go. It's just a shell game. They're not getting rid of anybody.
If things weren't so serious, you could almost laugh at the dummies in this country. This nation is slowly going downhill, and it's all towards one world government with Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey, monopolists. They don't care about democracy anymore.
Mr. Gates, what did you do after you found out about Epstein?
Well, he's dead, so... But I'm proud of what we do with the philanthropy stuff.
I hope everybody has heard what the IRS wants to do. It's looking at everyone's transactions who has a bank account with more than $600. We need to abolish the IRS.
The Secret Service loves protecting President Joe Biden. They get to tell him the same joke every week.
Just a warning, if these communists take over this country, we will no longer be the United States of America. We will be the Soviet, the territory of Colombia.
You guys talking about Joel and black eyes? The dude's an alien. Have anyone, hello? Anybody seen Stepford Wives show? My goodness, there's nobody behind those anymore but a robot.
I want to know why I have to get a real ID to travel. Illegal immigrants illegals are traveling for free throughout the United States, but I have to get a real ID and I have to get a vaccination card. How come? Everybody else is getting away for free. What's up with that?
Thank you for leaving your message. Please hang up. You guys.
No, you haven't done that yet. I think they're extended until next year.
Did I tell you about trying to get my global entry card renewed?
You mentioned that you went, because you went to the same place I did on La Cienega.
Yeah, but I tell you a hassle I got?
I don't remember.
Over going to Cuba?
No! Oh, maybe that story. That's good. Oh, no, I was remembering. I don't remember that. Okay.
Well,
was you a communist? Or?
I don't know what they thought, but it was a hassle.
All right, thank you, more fly people.
Conway's here. Hey, did you wait to Cuba?
Yeah, with the listeners.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Conway, you ever left the country ever?
I went to Canada.
No, that's it, though. You've never gone to Europe or anywhere?
No, I went to France.
Oh, you did?
A friend of mine was working at a bar in the south part of France.
Somebody was working at a bar.
Yeah,
Where did you go? That's your only overseas trip.
And so I knew I had a place to stay. So I left on a Thursday, and I was supposed to be there for 6 weeks, right? Because I got a free flight with my mileage and crap. And I get there, and everybody was so rude, and it was so filthy, and I didn't understand the language, and I hated everybody there, that I left on Thursday, and I was home on Monday.
Wow.
It was
5.5 weeks.
It was horrible. Europe is horrible.
End of his international trip.
Yeah.
You're not going out there.
And I stopped by England. England was a little better. I could understand the language, but it just everything's so old.
Yeah. You really go as far as Oregon now.
Right. I've been to Mexico, to Tijuana. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Right. We'll walk a little High Line down there with a warm beer. I like that. Alex Michelson's coming on tonight to talk about National Farm Workers Association. That should be hot, right?
You should stop there.
Well, I don't know. You like to have him on every once in a while, just in case it ever goes south here. He doesn't do a report on you, you know? You know what I mean?
You're buying yeah.
That's right.
To be no investigative report.
Right. And then there's a popular Long Beach food joint that closes because of the pandemic. And I think there's a lot of people going out of business because nobody's working. You know? I saw a guy today had a sign that says, my new job starts on Monday. I need a little help over the weekend. I'm like, what are you doing? Get out of here. I start on Monday.
Help wanted signs everywhere.
Everywhere. Every store I go into.
A lot of restaurants and stores. Help wanted. Help wanted.
I went to a place there. What was I eating? Oh, that Panda Express with the new almond chicken.
It's pretty good. It's the almond,
Yeah. Have you had it?
I have.
It's not bad. It's like real chicken this time, right?
It's close. Yeah, chicken's great.
And on the window it said we pay cooks $20, cashiers $18, food service $19. It says right there how much you're making. Right? That's all of the interview, right on the window. You're going to get it.
The night manager. A few more bucks, that's a better deal.
Hey, look, I like the food and I like the prices. Okay, good. All right, big dog, everybody.
Come on, big dog.
Yeah. All right, we got Craig.
Yeah.
That was this weekend, right?
Los Angeles, Orange County, live everywhere. Radio app.
Oh, heads up on the shaking is a good thing. I'm Michael Crozier, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. LAX is working on a system that would give passengers a heads up before an earthquake. The system is designed to give airport employees and travelers just a second of warning ahead of a quake.
The airport's aim is to develop a system that could take a quake alert from the U.S. Geological Survey and turn it into something that could almost instantaneously be relayed to the terminals to allow our guests a few seconds notice.
LAX's Charles Panunzio says the system would accomplish that by monitoring for earthquake activity, then issuing earthquake warnings at terminals depending on how severe the earthquake is expected to be. Blake Trolley, KFI News. Former Orange County Sheriff's deputy indicted for allegedly stealing more than $27,000 worth of guns and other stuff from a home of a dead man in Yorba Linda is facing new charges. The theft allegedly happened in July of last year. Steve Hortz is now accused of stealing 3 credit cards from the home of a woman who died the following month. Prosecutors say he tried to buy thousands of dollars worth of stuff online, but most of the charges were declined. The major utility that serves Northern California has been charged with manslaughter for the deaths of 4 people in a wildfire near Redding.
Those that lost loved ones need justice.
Shasta County DA Stephanie Bridget says PG&E was reckless for failing to get rid of a pine tree that hit a power line and started the fire last year. PG&E's CEO says the utility has accepted CAL FIRE's conclusion of how the fire started, but she says PG&E did not commit a crime. President Biden says he takes full responsibility for the situation at the southern border in Texas. Haitian migrants were pushed back across the border into Mexico last weekend by Border Patrol agents on horseback. Biden says it was horrible, embarrassing, and wrong.
See people treated like they did horses, barely riding them over, people being strapped. It's outrageous. I promise you, those people will pay.
The photographer who took the photos of the Border Patrol says he and his colleagues never saw agents whipping anyone, as critics have claimed. The photographer says some of the Haitian men started running, trying to go around the horses. The House has passed a bill that guarantees every woman the right to have an abortion. The vote was in response to a new law in Texas that restricts a woman's access. But the move is largely a symbolic gesture because the bill will most likely be shut down by Republicans in the Senate. Airline workers are demanding Congress put more penalties in place to address unruly passengers with air rage.
If it continues at this rate, there will be more incidents in 2021 than in the entire history of aviation.
Flight Attendants Association President Sarah Nelson testified yesterday to a House committee that most of the attacks and disturbances are because of the federal mask policy. The FAA says it's had nearly 4,400 reports of unruly passengers this year. Delta Airlines says it's put more than 1,600 of those unruly passengers on its no-fly list in an effort to protect staff members from attacks and harassment. Delta is also calling on other airlines to share their no-fly list so that disrupted passengers can't fly with other companies. Drums. Some four-legged furry friends are going to be hanging ten, yeah, in Huntington Beach as part of the Surf City Surf Dog Competition. The free event is tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. In addition to watching the wags take to the waves, people can stock up on dog treats and check out vendor booths and food trucks. Huntington Beach, tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Yeah. Check a crashing Corona. 15 southbound before Ontario Avenue. That crash blocks both the fast-track lanes and the left lane of the main line. Traffic is jammed up from the 91. Let's head to Fountain Valley now. KFI in the Sky, sponsored by injury attorney Superwoman, Superlawyer.com. What's the latest there, Mike O'Brien?
Northbound, it's just about Brookers, 405 northbound at Brookers. It's just clearing out of lanes there. Bumper to bumper off the 55. Now, beyond that, it's pretty sweet up through Fountain Valley and beyond that up to Westminster. The 55 northbound, on the brakes there from the 405 to 17th or so. Loosens up, and then it'll be back on the brakes from Coachella to the 91. And I can tell you, 91 eastbound in the Santa Ana Canyon, that is still a brutal drive, pretty much from Kramer to Cell all the way into Riverside. Just one good pocket at around the 71. Injured in an accident, visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Dave Joseph.
This hour of the Conway Show is being brought to you by Purigan Water. For a limited time, when you buy a whole house system, get a 6-stage alkaline rinse system for free. Just call 844-80-WATER.
You're pretty good weather this weekend. Yeah, next.
All right, you want to sell your house and you want to get out quick. Totally get it, right? You've had it. Well, you don't want to deal with showings, realtors, cleaning, or making upgrades. Because selling a house is very nerve-wracking. It's very expensive. And why should you deal with that, right? If there was an easier way to do it, where you can get, right around the same money, you would be silly not to do it, right? They can give you, at Sunday, they can give you a $20,000 cash advance when you sell with them. That's kind of cool, helping with moving costs. Plus, they're going to come out, do a 3D walkthrough, take photos, and send that information off to all their investors. And then the next week, you get 12 different offers. And I've seen this company now on TV, on other radio stations, they're everywhere, right? Because they got a great business. That's the only way you survive and expand in business, if you have a great business, a great offer, and great customer service. They got all three. So let's call them up, right? 800-25-OFFER, excuse me, and see what they're going to offer you on your home. 800-25-OFFER, or the website, sundae.com. SUNDAE.com. Send to the California Licensed Real Estate Broker, DRE license number 020-88298.
The KFI Money Report brought to you by Bail Arms. Dow was up today, 33 points. NASDAQ was down 5. S&P was up 7. The average price of regular gas in California is, let me double check just to make sure, it's $4.38 a gallon.
Bail Arm is celebrating 75 years of innovation and personal service that's second to none.
Southland weather from KFI. Patchy dense clouds and fog moving in tonight. Lows below 60 degrees. Watch your driving overnight. Mostly sunny and a couple degrees cooler tomorrow. Highs around 70 at the beaches, 80 Metro LA, Orange County, 90 Inland Empire in the valley. Mostly clear and about 5 degrees cooler on Sunday and into next week. Right now in Lake Forest, 67. Fountain Valley, 68. Marina Del Rey, 64. Manhattan Beach, 65 degrees. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom
I'm Michael Crozier.
KFI AM 640, Conway Show. It's Friday. That's kind of neat, right? Yeah. You got a couple days to watch football, sports, baseball, coming up on the playoffs, all right? Last week or so of baseball season, and a lot of college football tomorrow, and then the pros on Sunday. You know, things wrong with these sports. I was driving around Burbank today, and I was stopped on the corner of Alameda and First Street. I think it's First Street. And there was a horse next to me, because that's horse country, right? In Burbank, they've got that Pickwick Center, and the, what is it called there? The horse center.
The equestrian.
Equestrian center.
Yes.
Boom! Nailed it. So there's the equestrian center there. There's a lot of rich people who have horses. And I think you sort of have to have money to spend money on a horse, because a horse is expensive. You got to feed it. When it gets sick, you got to call a vet. You got to ride around. The saddle's expensive. The clothes are expensive. The reins are expensive. The shampoo is expensive. The food, everything is costing money. Money pit, right? So this woman was on a horse, and she had the whole garb on, right? It looked like she was competing, right, for some kind of show. But she was just on the street, on Alameda near First, right? And she was at the stoplight, and she stopped for the stoplight, which was, which is kind of cool, right? Don't want anything to happen to that horse. And right in front of me, the horse takes a big dump, right? Right on the street. Horse just opens up, and bang, it's on the street. And so she is next to me, right? And I roll the window down. I go, and I point to her. I go, "Hey, huh?" And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, if that was my dog, I would have, feel like I had to, straighten up." And she got really pissed. And she goes, "I never do that," right? And sort of, rode off into the sunset. But I think that if I'm going to have to clean up after my dog, then they can't leave horse crap all over the streets. I don't get it. I don't get it, right? Just because they have a couple of bucks. Look, I know this isn't the world's biggest problem. I totally get that. But man, oh man, there's a big pile of horse crap on the street that everybody's going to drive through. All the kids are going to walk through. I think if you own a horse, maybe you got to hop off and give it a little shovel, right? That's just me, right? I don't know.
They could get those the long sort of dustpans that have the stick on the end.
Right.
They don't even have to get off the horse. You just back up a little bit and scoop it up.
And carry a bag with you.
Like
or put a diaper on that horse. Right? They can go in his own pants. Look, you're already humiliating him by driving him on the street. Right? That's not his natural arena, to be on the street. Right? He's walking around. He doesn't see any other horses. He's kind of uncomfortable to begin with. And now he goes, and you don't clean it up? Get out of here. I think that's got to change.
They're not legally held to cleaning up after.
They're not?
I don't think so.
Really? Wait a minute, I am? If my dog takes a mess? I don't know if I am either.
Would the argument be because the horses aren't doing it on sidewalks and lawns? I think that could be made.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, the next time I walk my dog, he's going to walk in the street.
There you go.
Well, take a dog, because I hate cleaning it up, man. I've never got used to that.
No.
Never, ever.
No, that was one thing I don't miss with Chewy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He was brutal, too. Like, oh, dude, we got to adjust your diet. There's something about putting that bag on your hand that is so just,
Right. And it's not like it's a 3-day-old. Right?
Oh, yeah, right. No.
Where you're picking up Lincoln Logs.
Can we get some
Yeah, we got to add a lot more fiber to this diet. Okay. But I never got used to that, man. And I don't know anybody.